Greetings, legal eagles and inquisitive minds, to Law Logical. Today, we delve into the intricate world of cross-border disputes and the fascinating domain of private international law. As businesses expand globally, understanding how different legal systems interact becomes paramount. This is where private international law steps in, providing a framework for resolving disputes that transcend national borders. In an increasingly interconnected world, international contracts are the lifeblood of global commerce. They govern transactions ranging from the sale of goods to complex infrastructure projects, spanning multiple jurisdictions and legal systems. However, this intricate web of international agreements can give rise to complex legal challenges, particularly when disputes arise. That's where we come in. In this video, we'll demystify the complexities of private international law in the context of India. We'll explore its key principles, how Indian courts address cross-border disputes, and provide practical insights to navigate this intricate legal landscape. Whether you're a seasoned lawyer, a business professional, or simply curious about international law, this video is for you. So, buckle up as we embark on this illuminating journey through the fascinating world of private international law. Before we dive into the intricacies of private international law, let's revisit the fundamental concept of contracts. Contracts are legally binding agreements between two or more parties, creating mutual obligations that are enforceable by law. They form the bedrock of countless daily transactions, from buying groceries to negotiating complex business deals. Contracts provide certainty and predictability in commercial dealings, outlining the rights and responsibilities of each party. They establish a framework for performance, payment terms, dispute resolution mechanisms, and other crucial aspects of the agreement. Without contracts, commerce as we know it would be chaotic and unreliable. In the globalized economy, contracts often involve parties from different countries, leading to situations where the laws of multiple jurisdictions may apply. This is where private international law comes into play, providing rules and principles to determine which law governs the contract and which courts have jurisdiction to resolve disputes. Understanding the fundamentals of contract law is therefore essential to appreciate the complexities of private international law, especially when dealing with cross-border transactions. Private international law, also known as conflict of laws, is a fascinating and complex branch of law that deals with cross-border disputes involving private parties. Unlike public international law, which governs relations between states, private international law focuses on legal relationships between individuals and entities across national boundaries. At its heart, private international law seeks to answer a fundamental question. When a legal dispute involves multiple jurisdictions, which country's law applies, and which courts have the authority to hear the case? This is crucial for ensuring predictability and fairness in international transactions, providing a clear framework for resolving disputes that arise from cross-border contracts, family matters, or torts. Imagine a scenario where an Indian company enters into a contract with a US-based supplier for manufacturing components. The contract is signed in Singapore, and the goods are to be delivered in Germany. If a dispute arises regarding the quality of goods, which country's law applies? Private international law provides the rules and principles to determine the applicable law and the competent jurisdiction to resolve such disputes. These rules vary significantly from country to country, often based on a combination of statutory provisions, judicial precedents, and international treaties. Understanding these nuances is crucial for businesses and individuals engaged in cross-border transactions, as it directly impacts their rights, obligations, and potential liabilities. India's approach to private international law is characterized by a combination of codified law, judicial pronouncements, and international conventions. The primary source of law is found in domestic legislation, particularly the Civil Procedure Code, 1908, which provides rules for jurisdiction, foreign judgments, and choice of law. Indian courts have played a significant role in shaping the country's private international law landscape, interpreting statutory provisions and developing common law principles to address contemporary challenges. Over the years, Indian courts have adopted a pragmatic and flexible approach, balancing the interests of promoting international trade with upholding domestic public policy. India is also a signatory to several international conventions and treaties that influence its private international law regime. For instance, the New York Convention on the Recognition and Enforcement of Foreign Arbitral Awards, ratified by India, plays a crucial role in facilitating the enforcement of international arbitration awards. This interplay of codified law, judicial pronouncements, and international commitments forms the bedrock of India's private international law framework, providing a robust yet flexible system for resolving cross-border disputes. Two fundamental concepts in private international law are jurisdiction and choice of law. Jurisdiction refers to the authority of a court to hear and decide a particular case. In cross-border disputes, multiple countries' courts may potentially have jurisdiction, leading to complex legal questions. Indian courts generally exercise jurisdiction based on various factors, including the defendant's residence, the place where the contract was made, the place of performance, or the location of the disputed property. Parties may also agree to submit to the exclusive jurisdiction of a particular court, which can streamline dispute resolution. Choice of law, on the other hand, determines which country's substantive law governs the contract and the rights and obligations of the parties. Indian courts generally uphold party autonomy, allowing them to choose the applicable law in their contract. However, this freedom is not absolute. Indian courts may disregard the chosen law if it is contrary to Indian public policy or if the chosen law has no real connection to the transaction. Understanding these principles is crucial for businesses drafting international contracts, as a carefully drafted choice of law clause can significantly impact the outcome of any potential disputes. Another crucial aspect of private international law is the enforcement of foreign judgments and awards. What happens when a court in one country issues a judgment or an arbitral tribunal renders an award and the losing party has assets in another country? This is where the principles of recognition and enforcement come into play. India's approach to enforcing foreign judgments is generally based on reciprocity and fairness. Foreign judgments are not automatically enforceable in India. The party seeking enforcement must file a fresh suit in India, and the Indian court will examine whether the foreign judgment meets certain criteria for recognition. These criteria typically include whether the foreign court had jurisdiction, whether the judgment was obtained through fair procedures, and whether it is contrary to Indian public policy. Similar principles apply to the enforcement of foreign arbitral awards, governed by the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996, which incorporates the New York Convention. Understanding the intricacies of enforcing foreign judgments and awards is crucial for businesses operating internationally, as it impacts their ability to collect on favorable judgments or resist the enforcement of unfavorable ones. To illustrate the practical implications of private international law, let's examine a hypothetical case study. Suppose an Indian software company enters into a contract with a UK-based client to develop a mobile application. The contract includes a clause stating that any disputes will be settled through arbitration in Singapore. A dispute arises regarding payment for the services rendered. The Indian company initiates arbitration proceedings in Singapore, and the arbitral tribunal rules in favor of the Indian company. However, the UK-based client refuses to pay the awarded amount. The Indian company now faces the challenge of enforcing the arbitral award in the UK, where the client's assets are located. This is where the New York Convention comes into play. As both India and the UK are signatories to the convention, the Indian company can seek enforcement of the award in the UK courts. The UK court, in turn, will examine whether the award meets the criteria for recognition and enforcement under the New York Convention. This case highlights the importance of international conventions in facilitating the enforcement of arbitral awards across borders, providing a more efficient and predictable mechanism for resolving international commercial disputes. Navigating the complexities of private international law can be challenging for businesses engaged in cross-border transactions. However, by taking proactive steps and seeking expert legal advice, businesses can mitigate risks and ensure the enforceability of their agreements. One crucial aspect is drafting clear and comprehensive contracts that address potential jurisdictional and choice of law issues. Clearly defining the scope of the agreement, payment terms, dispute resolution mechanisms, and other essential provisions is paramount. Seeking legal advice from lawyers experienced in international transactions is highly recommended. They can provide invaluable insights into the relevant laws and regulations, draft enforceable contracts, and assist in resolving disputes effectively. Conducting due diligence on potential business partners is also essential, particularly when dealing with parties from unfamiliar jurisdictions. Understanding their legal and financial standing can help mitigate risks and ensure a smoother transaction. By adopting a proactive and informed approach, businesses can navigate the complexities of private international law and engage in cross-border transactions with greater confidence and security. Navigating the intricacies of private international law and cross-border disputes can be a daunting task. The interplay of different legal systems, jurisdictional complexities, and enforcement challenges requires specialized knowledge and experience. Seeking expert legal counsel from lawyers specializing in international commercial law is crucial for businesses engaging in cross-border transactions. These legal professionals possess the expertise to guide you through the complexities of international contracts, dispute resolution mechanisms, and enforcement procedures. Experienced lawyers can help you draft clear and comprehensive contracts that address potential jurisdictional and choice of law issues. They can advise on the most appropriate dispute resolution mechanisms, such as arbitration or litigation, based on your specific circumstances. Moreover, they can assist in navigating the complexities of enforcing foreign judgments and awards, ensuring that your business interests are protected. Investing in expert legal advice is a prudent business decision that can save you time, money, and potential legal headaches in the long run. Remember, when it comes to international transactions, prevention is always better than cure. Seeking expert legal guidance can help you avoid costly disputes and ensure the smooth operation of your cross-border business dealings. That concludes our exploration of private international law in India. We've covered the fundamental principles, India's approach, jurisdiction, choice of law, enforcement of foreign judgments, and practical considerations for global contracts. We hope you found this video informative and insightful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. Don't forget to subscribe to Law Logical for more engaging legal content. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Have you encountered any cross-border legal issues? What are your thoughts on India's approach to private international law? Share your experiences, questions, and insights in the comments section below. Let's keep the conversation going and continue learning from each other. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.